What's up guys, ALBERTOBIGBOOST here again with another car video this time. Today I'm working on Nicole's car. She is having a few issues, which is electrical. She's having a short somewhere on the harness. I still haven't completely figured out where it is. Another issue that she's having is that with the new downpipe, the exhaust is hanging a little too low. I already went ahead and disconnected the tube so I could see how much I could work with. Let's see how, if I have to add material, do I have to remove material. So far it looks like I'm just gonna be able to cut a slice of the piping and be able to shorten it enough to tuck it up higher so it doesn't rub like it's doing right now. Another issue that she's having is that it has a bit of a power steering leak. That's a big no-no when you have a drift car because you rely on power steering to properly handle your car. Plus, you don't want to have spills on the track because you might get kicked out, you might leave stains in the driveway or wherever you park. Nobody wants that, right? Adam has already started doing the pop-up headlight conversion. It looks pretty good, but it's going to need reinforcements since everything on the front has been cut by the previous owner. It needs some reinforcement for the intercooler and the headlight brackets as well. You can see here my old LZ logo that I did welding when we first did this swap. Another thing that I need to address is the fuse box, which is like a big mess right now. So I need to clean this up and make it a little bit less sketchy. Let's see what we can do with this later on. But before I start with anything, the first thing that I want to address is this exhaust pipe because it's very low. You don't want a low exhaust, especially a lot lower than the frame. So let's see if we can get this as close to the frame level as possible. First, let's remove it and see what we can do. Both pieces are cut. Here is the B-band flange that's gonna go on the downpipe. And then over here we have the rest of the downpipe. And I ended up cutting this little piece of tube, which is the part that's gonna allow me to raise the tube by this much more. I have the pipe modified. Now it's time to get some welding. I put the GoPro here. Hopefully I can get a good shot of the welding. Let's see what happens. I got the exhaust all fitted up and now it's a lot better than what it used to. It's not like as low as least by like about an inch at least. So it's not horrible now. Still got a smooth transition over here, goes back over here. I also did a little bit of clearance in this corner so the exhaust wouldn't be touching against the body anymore and it won't be making that nasty rattle noise. I don't know what's up the deal with these nuts that they always end up getting loose the wrong way. This nut is supposed to be all the way on the other side like this. There you go. That's where this nut goes instead on the other side. The exhaust is done. Now it's time to see where the power steering leak is coming from and to see if there's any other shorts on the wiring harness to see if Nicole's car finally works. Guys, great news. First of all, Adam is here, which he brought delicious food so I'm not starving. And then thanks to me having great food, I was able to determine what the problem was with Nicole's car, why it was not starting, and I figure out what electrical, no.
Just saying, I was kind of the one that found the short, Alberto.
You found what?
I found the short. I'm just saying. I don't want to take credit, but
my professional looking microphone thing.
I'm just saying, dog. Like I texted you. I was like, Alberto, here's the ground. Here's the electrical tape. That's all you gotta do, bro.
Is this how you hold it? You gotta like cover the person's like, We're gonna make it like from like those things like talking from up top, like hey.
Yeah, except Alberto, the professional people don't get it in the frame, dude.
But what's wrong with showing it in the frame? It shows that you actually have a professional microphone.
It's very unprofessional, dog.
But look, I can use it as a wig. Look at my new hairdo. Look at that, no more forehead. All right, getting down to business. Over here, fuse box, not really. We have the 1JC ECU, then we have a bunch of wires, and then we have these two beautiful relays right here. One of them is the main relay, the other one, I don't know what it does, but this one right here, this one seems to be the main relay for the ECU. I noticed that after testing a few things, I was not getting power to the ECU, which is over here. So, no ECU power, that means you gotta trace it back to the fuses, and then you gotta trace it to the main relay. If the main relay does not send power, the fuse is not gonna get power, thus the ECU is not gonna get power. So, I traced over there, fuses are good, then go back over here, and the relay works, but when I put the ignition switch on, it's not getting any power to the relay. So what I did, I manually put power thanks to this beautiful tool right here, which is called a power probe. It allows you to send power or ground to any circuit and test circuits like these without having to run a wire or jump it. So I ended up putting power to this beautiful relay and put the ignition switch on. I was able to see the beautiful check engine light turn on the dashboard right all the way over there, which is not on right now because it's off, but I did that and I managed to get the car to start. I'm gonna try the exact same thing again. So I got the power probe right here. I'll put it to make noise so you can hear it. So when I put power, it'll show this little red light and make noise. So I take the relay. I have ground right now, which is the green light. No power. I'll put the ignition on, still no power. I put the ignition over here on, and then I'll turn the key. And the car works. Look closely. I have power holding to the relay. As soon as I let it go, it dies. All right, so what I'm going to end up doing, since I don't want, what was that? Since I don't want to remove the whole wiring harness, I'm just going to make a new wire dedicated for that relay because something happened through the whole wiring harness and I don't know what happened.
Yes, we do.
But yeah, it burnt.
Yeah.
So we don't want to use burnt wire. It was probably touching on something, so I'll do a dedicated insulated wire straight to that and have no issues with this thing, hopefully for a very long time.
And then you're gonna rewire the whole entire car.
Yeah, we should do that.
No, it'd be
this is like how old wiring already?
We should at least did you show them the mess of like the fuse box?
Oh
we should
my
at least,
god, you guys gotta see this.
Clean it up and make
I think I already showed you guys previously, but I'm gonna show you again in case I forgot to film it. Here is the excellent wiring harness that came with the car. Look, it's perfectly routed. And, you know, like little loose stuff here and there, like perfect. You know, it's like just JDM. I'm not gonna point fingers, but that was totally Adam's doing. He fabricated the harness on the car and he made it like that because he thought it was JDM as hell to have a really lower car with that thing like that.
Literally, the second we realized it was relocated, we were like, oh, well, this sucks. Anytime something goes wrong, it's going to be a nightmare. Sure enough, like now it was easy because she doesn't have a front bumper. But like when she had a front bumper on, we couldn't check any fuses because how are you going to get your arm up in there?
You stick it in. Why do you keep doing that? Stop! I'm gonna throw him with something like really heavy to make up for every single time that he throws little stuff at me. Well, the car is fixed. I managed to put power on everything and work. It had a little misfire on cylinder number 3 and it ended up being that it had water on the plug. Seems like somebody who probably power washed the engine, who I will not say his name, which you guys probably know from watching Adam's video, got it too wet and it was causing a misfire. I cleaned up the plug, put it back in, start it up, works like a charm. So that's pretty much what I got for today's video. Hope you guys learn a little bit of diagnosing power stuff and what I've been doing. I finally got another car video out. I'm gonna keep trying to make more car videos often, but I'll probably limit them to 3 a week, like I mentioned on the live stream. Yeah, I know my hands are very dirty, but that's how dirty you get when you're actually putting work on the cars. Unlike Adam's hands, which are all clean.
I wear gloves.
Oh, gloves. I haven't seen you wear a glove all day.